focused on building value for shareholders. That's exactly what we want, right? As a shareholder. Looks like they're pretty modern. Pretty modern. So they got all these North America operations. They got a couple South America operations, and they have an operation in Grasberg, Indonesia. Is that right? Grasberg. Okay. Stocks and dividends. Oh, they have a dividends history. I'm curious to see what that looks like. Well, it looks a little confusing. I don't know why they have base cash and variable cash. So just a little over 7 cents. Sometimes more, sometimes 30 cents ish. 25. Recently it looks like their dividend yield went down, but they've had other times when it's gone down too. So it varies, it seems. That's cool. That's a cool little insight that they provide. What's their approach, their strategy? Let's see. Our strategy, our sustainability strategy, Accelerate the Future responsibly, is designed to achieve enduring progress and is comprised of 4 components: our beliefs, our sustainability pillars, our critical enablers, and our values. So beliefs, pillars, enablers, and values. Robust governance, empowered people, plus resilient communities, thriving environments. Sustainability pillars and critical enablers. So those are the 3 sustainability pillars, it looks like. Then their critical enablers are healthy and engaged workforce, operational excellence, collaborative partnerships, and responsible value chains. Those are all good things. They're just words, but it seems like those words are being put to practice, or something is. That's cool. That's cool. I like this. Okay. Interesting. What else can we dig up on Freeport-McMoRan? I'm probably butchering the name, but it's... What can I do? A must buy. FCX is the stock you need, according to Zacks.com. I'm a little curious. Okay, don't want to look at that. Just big old ad right there on the front. What is... well, okay. Anyways, here we are. Started in 95. Had a big tick up. 2007, 2008. From their 95 initial at $13 to 2007, they got up to 50. A little above 50. And then they dipped way down in 2008, near the end of the year, and started climbing back up and hit the same high in 2010, and then it just kept going back down slowly over time and went below their highs, their initial offering in 95. In 2016 they went down to $5, give or take. I mean, like around $10. But that wasn't long lived. It climbed back up to what it was in 95, and then went past that in 2019, then dipped down in the beginning of 2020, and then just spiked right up in 21 through to now, where they are at just about their highs in 2007, 2008, and 2010. Not bad. Not bad at all. If we look at their financials, what we see is a pretty strong revenue stream. 14 billion in 2020, and by 23 it was 22 billion, and actually was that much in the other 3 years, or other 2 years behind that, 22 and 21, both $22 billion in revenue. Total expenses actually have not gone up, so the revenue increase, since it seems like they focus on copper, might have been because of the inflated price of copper, but I'm not really sure. If we look at 2020, their total expenses were 12 billion and 14 billion for their total revenue, so that's covered. It went up by 2 billion to be 14 billion in total expenses in 2021, but their total revenue jumped up to 22 billion, so definitely covers it. Only went up a little bit in total expense in 22 to 15 billion, 15.7, and the revenue held strong at 22 billion. Again, a little bit over 22 billion. Well, a lot over 22 billion. Almost 23 billion for both of the 2021 and 2022. And again, the expense crept up to 16 billion last year in 2023, and the revenue held strong at 22 billion. So maybe they'll have another jump up in revenue, or maybe the expenses will go down. Who knows? But it does look like they're doing a good job. And let's dig right into their cash. They don't have cash. They do have cash and cash equivalents, so they have cash equivalents of 3 billion, then 8 billion, and then 8 billion, and down to 4 billion in 2023. So they got a decent amount, $3 million of cash equivalents in 2020, went up by $5 billion in 21, stayed there for 22, and then reduced by 4 billion in 23. So not sure where that came from. And actually, let's go back to the income statement and look at the operating expense, and we do not see how much they're paying their employees, how much that reduced or went up, but it does look like that's gone up, their operating expense. But that could be a lot of different things. Could be people just demanding higher wages and salaries, which makes sense, right? If everything else is getting inflated. That's how inflation works. Doesn't seem like a great system, inflation. But that's for another day to look into. So their total debt to total assets has always been pretty decent. And again, if we go back to this, like their cash equivalents could cover a third about of well, okay, actually a lot more than that in 21 and 22, and then about half in 2023. So all in all, yeah, they look pretty strong. They look responsible with their cash, with their money. A lot of other interesting things to look at here, but I think we're just going to keep it sweet and simple. That is Freeport-McMoRan FCX. Does look like a pretty good buy. Take care.